Hello, everybody, and welcome to Forever Sports. Very interesting news. Rassie Erasmus will officially have an opportunity to expand his playing squad and further build some depth during the season, with confirmation that the South African A side is making a return and will play a once-off fixture against the Zimbabwe Sables, our neighbours, who have qualified for the World Cup next year and have added a game against the SAA into their calendar. This will actually be a curtain raiser for the Springboks' first game of the season against the Barbarians down in Gqeberha. And now, for me, I think it becomes an absolute no-brainer to go out and check it out. Not that we ever have to worry about crowds at the Nelson Mandela Bay Stadium. The people of the Eastern Cape always support the Springboks very, very well. But it's going to be another opportunity for Rassie Erasmus to see some of the players in action and start getting more players involved in the structures of Springboks and the SAA side as an extension. So it's exciting times for a playing group which is already very big and almost too big to be able to give ample playing time throughout the season, to be able to add fixtures like this where you can give certain players opportunities, where you can look at which combinations might work and continue trying to sort of update and implement this sort of style of play that you're trying to go with. Before we get into it, please do smash a like on the video. Please do subscribe to the channel as well. So, press release coming out of SA Rugby saying that it will return to the calendar for a double header there on the 20th of June. The last time the SAA side took to the field was back in 2022, where we played against Munster and Bristol Bears. Not the best result at the time, but it was an important part of looking at players ahead of the 2023 World Cup. This is the first time that the Springboks and the Sables have qualified for a World Cup since 1991, and it's going to be a really cool opportunity for us to see. I mean, Rasmus has said that he's basically going to use the opportunity and the match to build squad depth. For Zimbabwe, it'll be an opportunity to test themselves against some of South Africa's up-and-coming talent. And I think it's going to be a good South African A side. I don't think we're necessarily going to see a experimental side. I think we're going to see players who are on the fringes. You know, I'm saying I think we're not going to see players who are outside of the massive playing group. Maybe one or two, but I don't think we'll go much further than that. So Rassie said that players such as Sasha, Ruan, Upleder, and Ulrich, amongst all, played for the team in the early stages of the international careers and have become important members of our squad since. Very important that Sasha did go and on to play in that SA A side as basically his first taste of Springbok rugby at the time. He said, so this match will offer us another opportunity to give guys within our squad and others who have really put up their hands to prove what they can do against international opposition. We have done well to rotate our squad and give several players a chance in the last 2 seasons, but there are others who have performed really well outside of the group who would like to see in action. So we'll be able to cast our net wider as we prepare for that encounter. So if you look at, for example, the current playing group that was in the alignment camps, then that's probably where you're going to see a lot of these sort of players involved. Players who haven't got caps yet. Players who've made alignment camps but not made squads. Very big difference. And speaking about it, Zimbabwe coach Bernard has said, we're excited for the opportunity to test ourselves against one of the world's top rugby nations and a truly elite system. It's a challenge we embrace and one that promises to push our standards to another level. Experiences like this are invaluable as they expose our players to the highest level of competition, accelerate their growth, and play a key role in the continued development of our squad. We're looking forward to the lessons ahead and the chance to showcase our progress on the international stage. In terms of the details then, here we go. So the SAA game is scheduled to kick off on the 12 o'clock, whilst the match between the Springboks and the Barbarians will take place at 3 o'clock. Speaking about it, Rassie Erasmus said, it's always great to return to the Eastern Cape where the Boks enjoy immense support and have back-to-back matches to play at the Nelson Mandela Bay Stadium. Will make the occasion of playing our first match of the year even more special. He then said the Springboks will host their second alignment camp in May, and he will name his official squad for the official training camp in June a few weeks later. The coach for the SAA team will be announced in due course. Now, previously it was one Dealer Stick. I wouldn't be surprised if it's him once again. So it's gonna be a good opportunity. You know, I think that we have seen obviously a very large playing group in the last year, but even the alignment camps, we saw players who have kind of been knocking the door down and still haven't got opportunities to kind of make a difference. And it's a thin line between wanting to ensure that the playing group you've got is the right group, whilst wanting to make sure players who are playing at a top level, like a Paul de Villiers, for example, and look at the season he's had and the amount of man matches, for example, he's getting, they get the chance to play and see if they are ready for at this level, and how much they can add potential value. So it's always a big balancing act. And what we've seen with Rassie is that he's at times been willing to sacrifice results in the case of building depth. I mean, I think you look at the way we took on those two New Zealand games last year with two completely different sides. Ironically, the one which was more traditional ended up being the one that lost. But that in itself just showed that we basically looked at those two games as opportunities for us to be able to test two different sides, therefore testing, 30, 40 players against one of the best sides in the world. And I think that this year, I'm not sure we're going to see that approach in the Greatest Rivalry Tour, because it'll be such an important tour for us to win. But 4 games against the All Blacks does also offer a unique opportunity in some of those games to be able to blood players or to expose players to the best days in the world, and sort of see how they cope, see where they are. Because come the end of this year, we basically need to have our Rugby World Cup squad basically almost rubber stamped to a certain degree, and that it kind of only changes with massive injury issues or concerns or huge dips in form, and other players completely taking a step up with their form. But I think we already probably have a bit of an idea of what our playing group is going to look like. And this season now will basically be about whittling it down to exactly what that final squad might look like ahead of going off to Australia. So let me know what your thoughts are of the game, and what kind of players you'd be interested in seeing, and who would you like to see as the coach, down in the comments below. Please do smash the like on the video. Please do subscribe to the channel as well. Thank you very much for watching. My name is Steve. I'll chat to you soon.